to the stream of the New Year's Eve Castle Semple Pretend Sailing Championship. A especially big welcome to my co-commentator Flo, who is now running away. Flo, you're allowed to sit on the couch with me if you're quiet and don't comment on my tactical decisions. Okay, I'd like to let everyone on the stream know that Flo doesn't actually exist and I shouldn't have mentioned her. So we've got 4 racers with us at the moment. I will see if anyone else joins. I'll do the usual of starting it a couple of minutes late just in case anyone's having connection problems. And I will try and find my phone so I know what time it is without having to tab out of Virtual Regatta. Thank you, Flo. Okay, found it. And in the meantime, Arthur has joined in. If anyone ever does legitimately want to co-commentate with me, if people get sick of my voice, then just give me a shout and I can make that happen. We can have a Facebook call or something. Izzy has done it before for the Royal Northern team racing. I'm not sure she enjoyed the experience, but she did it. And for those of you who've been keeping up with the series, we got both the series leaders here tonight. We got Ross and Arthur. So let's see the point at which they decide to start match racing each other and let the rest of us have a go at winning for once. Okay, that is 5 o'clock by my watch. I'll give it another maybe 2 minutes or something to, just in case anyone else is planning to join, and then I'll fire us into start sequence. Ah, and here's Rona. By the way, the commentary is going to be about 30 seconds behind the actual racing, so when I say 2 minutes, by the time you hear it, it's going to be about 1 minute 30. Just a slight heads up. The protest committee will throw out any protests related to my timings being off. Who is the protest committee, you might ask? Well, he has a big Irish flag beside his name in the results. He doesn't take kindly to being bothered with frivolous protests. Okay, probably time to get underway. I'll send us into sequence. And that's 1 minute to go. So looking at this, we've got quite a big pin bias on the line. The wind is quite far on the left. So the ideal starting technique at the moment is going to be the Brian Young screaming in on port, hoping that nobody decides to get in your way because you've got a big, heavy, pointy, unbreakable RS Vision. The slightly more conservative style would be to try and start on starboard and then hope you get a good enough start and are kind of bang enough on the money to be able to tack off early. Looks like brown boat there, which is either Steve D or Arthur, is going for that tactic and try and win the pin. And that's not ideal for me. Right, that is in fact pretty terrible for me. I'm going to take a lot of transoms, and yeah, so to go back at the start, and am now in last. Right. But winner takes all has picked up a penalty. Oof, and Steve has... Steve, that's not nice. Wiping out Rona like that. But guys, stop picking on her. This isn't prison where you have to make a show of strength in the first day. Okay, looks like winner takes all. I'm not sure if they missed the start or something, but they are well back on everyone else now. And Rona is up and running again after the high level of bullying she was subjected to there. Guys, she has to put up with enough in real life from Archie. She doesn't need it online from you guys. So coming in first to top mark is Arthur, just ahead of Steve D. So this could make things interesting now at the top of the series because Ross is sitting back in fourth. I don't remember offhand what both their discards look like, but this could really tighten the gap. Yeah, big struggle. Right, gonna go for an early jibe here to keep in the breeze. Looks like Ross is going for the same plan. Is he gonna attack me? We'll see now if he jibes on top of me. Oh, he hasn't, right. So he's playing things cool at the start. Okay, gonna try and get across here. Oh wow, that was a short run. Okay, let's get that spinnaker down. Going from a jibe. No room. Okay, so Ross has closed the gap on me there. On the downwind. He wasn't really sitting on top of me, he just was faster. Okay, in the meantime, Arthur and Steve, the GP twins, have pushed themselves way out to the left-hand side, fighting with each other. So Arthur is the inside boat here, so once they hit the zone, Steve's going to have to start giving him room pretty pronto. This could get... Oh no, Arthur's going to pick up a penalty. Went a little bit too early and started going for the gap before they hit the 3 boat length zone. So that's well played from Steve there. Often in that sort of situation, it's a case of who is going to blink first. Right, get out of there, guys. Okay, and now the drag race on. Oh, Arthur's had problems there. He's spun out and hit the mark, and Rona's now closing in on him. It'll be interesting to see if she decides to go for the aggressive move and cover him on the downwind. And Ross has decided to go for Steve, and now Steve is coming for me. Go away, Steve. Right, Steve's picked up a penalty there. And he's deciding to sit on top of me. Right. Looks like this is Ross's race to lose now, I think. Or, ooh, this is going to be close. He's got control on me. He can jibe across onto starboard, which he's doing. Oof. Okay, and Rona's got past Arthur at some point. While I was stressing about Ross and Steve, Rona's managed to gain a place. In fact, winner takes all's got past Arthur, so Arthur's had a mare somewhere there. Alright, get a photo of these results and then set up the next race. So a nice tight finish there, 3.5 seconds between the top 3 boats. Okay. And yeah, Arthur just... It all started to go downhill for Arthur whenever he got that penalty against Steve, and I don't think he ever really recovered from it. Anyway, let's get the second race set up. And as always, if any of you have any requests for boats or courses or anything that you want to see, just fire me off a message and I will let you know. Yeah, fire me off a message and I will say, no, this is what I'm doing. CSSC Frostbite 2. Boat. Let's go for laser. Upwind medium. Place somewhere windy. Palma de Mallorca. CSSC Frostbite 02. Okay. So see now who joins us for this one. So who are we waiting for from the last race? Rona and winner takes all. Oh, and they're here. And just in case anyone else wants to join in, if Mike or Ewan or someone, see if anyone else has nothing better to do on a New Year's Eve than play pretend sailing. Right, let's get into sequence. Floortje, mag ik nog een glas warme wijn alsjeblieft? Nee, bij. Floortje, ik ben heel braaf geweest. Nee, ik speel hier rustig. En... okay. Yeah. Okay, 33 seconds to go. Let's have a look at the bias. Slight pin end bias again. Wind is pretty much in the center. It hasn't been swinging around too much. 22 seconds. Ah. fighting with for this pin, but that was Arthur. He pulled the trigger tiny bit too late, and then Rona's following in there, so let's see, someone was over and had to go back. That might have been Steve, because he's sitting there. Right, I'm going to go for attack now while I think I can get across. Yeah, hopefully I can cross Ross. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, because the course is quite squint, you tend to run out of room very quickly if you don't get the best start at that left-hand side. You just end up sailing along in other people's dirt. Thank you, Val. Flo is doing really well in her co-commentating duties and bringing me mulled cider. Flo's the producer. So who have we got? There's a big bunch over here on the left hand side. That is me, Ross down below me, Arthur who's just tacked there, Rona's just about found a lane there I think down inside Ross. There's winner takes all heading off to the right, and then Steve is the furthest boat out to the right. So he's keeping his nose clean and actually doing quite well there in clear air. And he will be laughing if the breeze continues to shift right. I think I'm going to tack off to the left and just cover the bulk of the fleet. It also looks like there's slightly more wind out on that side. Oh, and the wind is going left, so attacking back onto the lift. And again, keeping with the fleet because only Ross has gone out that way. Steve and winner takes all are coming back in from the left, and yeah, they are looking alright. Rona's hit the gust there and has tacked back onto the lift. That is what I would have done. And yeah, she's extended there and winner takes all. So it's a nice move. And let's see. So I think Arthur and Ross are going to be rounding this top mark fairly close to each other once you take the shift into account. Ross probably slightly ahead, but they're going to be in a prime position to attack each other and to attack me in the downwind. Won't that be fun? Guys, please no. I don't need this stress in my life. Two boats trying to double cover me. Okay, that was not good. Ploughing straight into the mark because I wasn't concentrating. And that has let Ross get right back in there, and now he's in position to control because he can just jibe across onto starboard and make my life a misery. Try and get across here. It looks like we're splitting going for this gate. I think Ross is going for the other side. Going in here now. And I've not hit the mark. That is always good. Arthur's been squeezed there. Ross just shut the door on him. So everyone's gone for this same mark. Oop. Rona's having a bit of a moment there. I have been there. Ooh, and Steve had just come across there and given a penalty to Ross. So that's making things interesting, and I am perfectly happy to let you guys fight it out behind me and give each other penalties all day long. Thanks for that, guys. Much appreciated. making up for my own stupidity in ploughing straight into that windward mark. So coming up here now, again it's going to be quite a tight fight coming up to this windward between that group. I think Arthur's probably going to be able to cross Steve and Ross. Yeah, he will be actually, he'll cross them quite comfortably. They are going to be rounding very, very close to each other though. And that could, if they fight with each other and give each other penalties, give Rona the chance to get back into the game. She's got a fairly healthy lead on winner takes all, so she can pretty much just sail her own race. She doesn't really have to worry about anyone in behind her. She can just try and keep her nose clean and try and benefit from any mild carnage that might happen between the group of three just ahead of her. And I think I'm just about on the edge of the wind shadow for Arthur there. He's probably closing the gap slowly, but I think I'm just about far enough ahead, especially now that he's being covered by the two boats behind. And then yeah, Rona in the yellow boat there is just sitting on top of them as well, so you can see that that gap is going to start to close quite quickly. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty for blue, that's a penalty for Steve. And he's disappeared now, I can't see him. Oh no, he's dropped behind, yeah, so Rona is now ahead of Steve. And Steve is one of the people who was bullying Rona earlier, so let's see if he decides to do the same thing now. And Rona in the meantime is going hard on the attack on Ross. I don't think she's going to have quite enough speed to get him, no, not quite to get him on the downwind here, but that's good stuff, good race. Okay. Yeah, it's fun. All the boats finishing within 20 seconds. Gets the next one set up. Right, create. I've still not had any requests for boats, so go for the Nacra on a short reaching course, because everyone's getting far too comfortable with the boat handling. And this is where you get to see me embarrass myself, because I am terrible at this boat and this course and this game, if we're being honest. Okay, who are we waiting for? Who are we waiting for? So we're waiting for Steve. And he's here. We've got a WhatsApp. We'll just check the WhatsApp to see if it's someone begging us to delay for 20 seconds. Nope, it's my mother. Right. Let's go into sequence. She almost definitely isn't watching the stream, but just in case she is, my mother is a wonderful lady. And I will reply to that message as soon as I get the chance. Okay, winner takes all has already picked up a penalty. So we don't have Cameron in this race. He's usually the one picking up a penalty within 8 seconds of the race going into sequence. It's an inner team racer. Secretly just crave those red flags. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And I picked up a penalty. 3.5 seconds after the start. I think that might be a personal record. So Lee, Ross has come out well. Ross always tends to do quite well in the foiling Nacras. And Arthur second. So yeah, this is a return to the usual order. Ross and Arthur running away with this. Unfortunately, they're both in the same colour boat, so I can't tell which one is which. Try splitting off from them. Winner takes all is coming in fairly hot there. He's just about cross Rona. Wind is clocking right, so I'm just going to tack off this header. Out of my way. So let's see who this is. So that's Arthur coming in on starboard. So Arthur's just about got his nose ahead of Ross. And he's tacking. I'm going to duck him. No, I'm not. I'm going to play straight to the side of him. Sorry, Arthur. I did try and avoid you. That was a genuine attempt, not just a token. And throwing in a tack. I've got to remember the course as well. I think this is a... I probably could have crossed there. That's what I get for not concentrating. And all of that ruckus has let Steve get back into this because he's going to be coming in pretty hot from that starboard ley line. Ooh, Arthur's had a bit of a messy hoist there. She has put Ross back into the game. Now it's just that we reached the finish. And for once in my life, I've remembered it's reached the finish and not just gone screaming off down the run into the middle of nowhere. Go away, go away, go away, go away, go away. Okay, Arthur less than a second behind. I was not expecting that. Yeah. She is watching. Oh, Jan says she's watching. Nice to have you back, Jan. Haven't heard from you in a while. I hope you're having a good time. Or, well, as good a time as can be expected when you're shielding and locked down and the world is burning around you. Okay, let's get this last race set up. And we've got the traditional final race stress out in the star. In Cagliari. Because I like saying things in an Italian accent. CSSC Frostbite 04. And we have an Arthur, we have a Ross, we have a Rona and a Steve, and we'll see if winner takes all puts in an appearance. And I still have not figured out who winner takes all is. He or she has been racing with us since about May. I think it's a GP sailor. Purely because I can't think of any other people with an Irish flag in the actual Castle Semple group. But again, I put out this call for information every now and again. If anybody knows who this person is, please let me know, because I am heckin' curious about it. And they've joined. Right, let's get the race into sequence. So the wind is miles in the left at the moment. So again, this is the Brian Young start. If anybody is brave enough to try and pull it off, it can have big benefits. So for the uninitiated among you who haven't witnessed Brian coming in on the plane at the pin end, scattering other boats like skittles, boats coming in on starboard here towards the pin all have right of way, but if you come in on port you don't have right of way, so you're aiming for a very small gap up here trying to get across in front of the other boats. But if you can make it work, you have to do one less tack up the beat, which especially in a boat like a Star, which does not like to tack particularly well, can be a huge advantage. Okay, winner takes all is over. So looks like Arthur has the best start here. It's me, Arthur and Ross are all much of a muchness here, and then Steve off to the right. Although he's got his bow slightly behind, he is in a pretty good situation because I don't think any of us can tack and get across his bow. Although we're slightly extending now. Basically, Steve is calling when the rest of us can tack. None of us can go until he goes. Now he's gone, it's Ross who's in control. Arthur could probably tack and make it across behind, but yeah, the way we are now, I am essentially just Ross's puppet. No, he's gone. Right, tacking. Right, not too far off the ley line. And just with the position Ross is in, he's still in a position where he can tack and get onto starboard and be right away before I can do anything about it. If he's a little bit closer, he might not be able to get onto the starboard tack before finishing his tack, in which case I'd have right away because you don't have any rights while you're tacking. It's between passing head to wind and getting your sails filled on the other tack. You don't have any rights. But Ross has enough room to get across and he will be on starboard then. Right, wind's going right a bit, so I'm going to tack. So I have no rights from here, no rights, and now we're right away again on starboard. And you can see Arthur, the number there. There's a new thing that Virtua Regatta have brought in, is it now shows you whether you're right away in another boat or not. So Arthur had a green number 10 on him. So the green shows that I had right away over him, and the 10 tells you which rule it is. Although I guess if you know the rule book well enough to know that rule 10 is port starboard, you probably don't need to be told if you're on port or starboard. Right, so the wind is still in the right, which is going to be benefiting the boats who've gone out that way, which are Winner Takes All and Arthur. And and I'm about to hit my ley line, so yeah, I'm going to have to go, and Ross is just going to cross my bow and dump tack straight on top of me. So you can see, yeah, he's got a red 10 on him now, which means that he's right away, port starboard. 13 is while tacking, and now he's rule 11, which is windward leeward. So I mean, it says I have right away over him, but he's far too far ahead of me for me to actually do anything with that highly useful information. Right, wind is still in the right. So looks like the big winner from this is going to be Arthur. If the wind holds as it is, he is going to cross all of us. And the person who's kind of lost out, that's Rona there, who has just been caught on the wrong side of that shift. So that's unfortunate. That's just a roll of the dice, really. If you pick a side and then the wind shifts the other way. And yeah, Arthur is absolutely steaming out in front. It's New Year's Eve, so I hope he'd be steaming. And then, yes, so I think Arthur probably has enough of an advantage over the rest of us. There's the other four of us. Ross, Steve, winner takes all, and me. And we're all within 2 boat lengths of each other. So this is going to be an absolute mess on the downwind. There's going to be wind shadows and penalties and lots of shouting and all that good stuff. And I think we're probably going to slow each other down more than any wind shadow is going to slow Arthur down. So I think this could be game over as far as the lead of the race is concerned already. Steve is luffed up high trying to get on top of Ross. And yeah, in the meantime, while we're getting up to all this mischief, Rona is rounding the mark and is all set to take advantage. Right, time to start thinking which side of the gate I'm going to go for. This is all going on. Right, there's more breeze coming down the right hand side as look at the beat. Right, so I'm going to keep on going for this side of the gate. No, go away! Go away, Steve. Right, so Steve is attacking me quite hard. I don't know why. Was it something I said, Steve? So, yeah. So this has ended up... Right, Ross is the big winner there. He's managed to find a lane on the downwind and get himself into quite a nice position while the other 3 of us were fighting. And Rona has really closed the gap there as well. Although she's quite far off to one side. Yeah, she's just realised now and is heading straight for the gate. But again, she's put herself in a pretty good position. From being a long way behind, she's kept her nose clean and has got herself right back into this fight. Let's have another look upwind and see what the breeze is doing. Yeah, still more breeze to the right, I think. So, scores in the doors, the bottom gate. Arthur with a massive lead. Then Ross, who got that good clean downwind. I am in third. Steve is split off to the right. Winner takes all has gone left. And Rona's chosen to go for the same gate as the rest of us. I think that was probably the biased gate. So, yeah, that'll end up with the boats that went for that right-hand gate sailing a shorter distance. And yeah, it's just on the ladder and on the results, it's looking very close between Rona and winner takes all now. So yeah, after losing out in that shift on the upwind, getting caught the wrong side of it, Rona's actually come back fairly well. The wind is now, it's still in the right, the breeze, so I'm going to keep on trying to sail up on this lift. Steve has just dropped out of the race. It's 2020 having a final last pop at Steve, I think. And the wind is now shifting to the left. Okay, going to tack off onto this lift and see where it takes me. Seems to have evened things out a bit. Rona is very sportswoman-like of Rona, tacking off there because she was right away over winner takes all. He's on the starboard tack. Arthur is now tacking across and coming to attack me. Whoa, this wind is just hammered to the left. Okay, so I'll be well overlaid on the mark now. But it has gained me a big load of height. And actually, yeah, best boats in the ley line at the moment. Right, I'm going to have to duck Arthur, and he's going to slam dunk on top of me. Right, so with Steve gone, I think Steve would have lost out hugely when that shift came in as well. He was that far to the right, so maybe that's why he just decided it wasn't worth carrying on. So yeah, coming up to this mark, Arthur and me and Arthur will be level pegging, more or less. Ross will probably be close enough to attack. And yeah, same as before, Rona will be in a position just to pick up the pieces if we slow each other down too much. And she has extended really, really well on winner takes all. I think winner takes all was just caught on the wrong side. When that shift came in, it ended up having to sail the headed tack for quite a while. Arthur's now attacking. Ooh, that was a close one. I'm not sure what he ultimately got done for there. Probably while tacking. I don't think he'd quite finished his tack by the time I introduced myself to his transom. But he's going to be able to attack me straight from the off down this run. So this is just going to be a straight up drag race, I think. Just jibing off here. So I'm on the controlling side. What's Arthur going to do? Alright, there he is. And I'm pointing miles away from the finish line. I'm going to have to jibe at some point. Why not now? Right, Arthur's coming across there now. Oh, something has happened there to Rona. I'm not sure if she's missed the mark or what has happened, but she's ended up slipping back a long way. So yeah, not sure what happened there to her. It must be bad luck. She still kept her lead over winner takes all though. And Ross is sitting on top of me. Come on, Ross and Arthur, you're the guys who are fighting for lead of the series. Fight each other, not me. Right, Rona is round the mark now and onto the run. There's probably too much of a gap now. Whatever happened there, I think just slowed her down quite a lot. Ross, I think I'm just about out of his wind shadow. Arthur is absolutely steaming along on the right hand side there. And yeah, Ross is going for him now. Yeah, Arthur has great pace there. And yeah, I think it's a case of Arthur and I have split up quite wide, so could be Ross gets the choice of which one of us he wants to go for. And at the moment, it looks like he's going for Arthur. Oh, and yeah, Ross has gotten a penalty on Arthur there. But Arthur will recover from the penalty and probably be in a position where he can attack Ross if he goes. Yeah, he's going for him hard right now. He's just jibing across on top of him. See what they do, and Ross is going to get him another penalty. It is quite hard to overtake if the boat ahead of you knows what they're doing. If they position themselves right, they're always going to be in a position where they can just get a hook on you. The real challenge comes when you're trying to keep more than one boat behind you. Right, well, good racing there, guys. I will get these results processed and I will stick them up on the Facebook page. Thank you very much for playing, and I hope you all have a great new year.